from Billy Graham on how you can find purpose for your life.
If you don't have something to commit your life to, you'll never find fulfillment in life. What are you giving your life to? What are you living for?
You can also learn more about finding purpose for your life anytime at our website, findpeacewithgod.net. Again, that's findpeacewithgod.net.
Now, while we have your attention, we'd like to let you know about a new podcast here at the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. It is called Fearless with Sissy Graham Lynch. Sissy is Billy Graham's granddaughter and Franklin Graham's daughter. And on her podcast, she talks about how followers of Jesus Christ can stand boldly in their beliefs while still showing love and grace and compassion for people they may disagree with.
Yeah, and if you're interested in listening, search for Fearless with Sissy Graham Lynch on your favorite podcast player at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. Again, it's called Fearless with Sissy Graham Lynch. And by the way, just so you know, Sissy is spelled Cisssie.
GPS.
God.
People. Stories.
Davy Liu is from Taiwan. He is the youngest of 7 kids, and he grew up in a Christian home. But childhood wasn't easy.
Boy, it was tough growing up in Taiwan because every Chinese kid was striving to make straight A's, and all the parents expecting their kids to have this perfect grade point average, right? And boy, I was just a straight F kid in a straight A world.
School just wasn't very interesting to Davy. He struggled to live up to his parents' high expectations. I mean, Davy's mom wanted him to be a doctor or an engineer, but his love was drawing.
So as a kid, I always watched the cartoons. My mom didn't want me to watch TV. I have to go sneak to the neighbor's house, and I always wanted to draw. The reason I like to draw is that no one can give me a grade, and I like the fact that drawings allow me to escape from all those math and all those academic classes that really scares me. So I just love drawing as escape.
When Davy was 13, his family moved to the United States, and his love for drawing continued to grow.
I got to go to an American school, and they have art classes every day. And my art teacher gave me a big piece of white paper, and she said, draw something that represents your country. And I thought, wow, American buildings, so big. I grew up in Orlando, Florida, and then I thought, why don't I draw a Chinese dragon? So I mixed the American buildings with the Chinese dragons. And who would have known, a month later, my drawings won top 20 in the whole United States in the middle school. So ever since then, I realized maybe I'm not very good at school. God didn't give me a gift to make straight A's, but God gave me a gift to draw straight lines.
After he realized that, Davy was convinced that his destiny was to become an artist.
So I went to high school. I was art club's president. I just love art. I lead a bunch of people and inspire them to do and be who they are. I went to college in Atlanta, College of Art, and I got a free scholarship. I pursued art, but I realized that I didn't want to do abstract art, so I was very discouraged. So I changed the school to another school down in Florida, in Sarasota, and that's when I realized that I have so many things to learn, and I want to learn how to draw a figure. And in that school, I majored in illustrations.
During his junior year at college, Davy had an experience that changed his whole outlook on life.
So I went to Cocoa Beach. I always go there for surfing. And then one time I got caught in water undertow. And in that water undertow, I was taken out 45 minutes out in this ocean. I couldn't get back. And that was my very first time I started questioning the purpose of life. I was 18 years old, and I thought, man, here I am. I'm going to die. Am I prepared? Am I ready? And during that time, I started to remember all the Sunday school that I've heard, and all the evangelists like Billy Graham have told me that I need to put my faith and trust in God. And at that first time I had an encounter, I said, God, save me. And I was in that ocean. I dedicated fully of my life to Christ.
After Davy made it back to the beach, he began to wonder what it would mean to live fully dedicated to Jesus. In the meantime, God began to open the door to an incredible career opportunity.
There's a company, Walt Disney, came to our school, and they were recruiting, and they were looking for a portfolio that kids can draw really well. And they were only looking for 8 kids out of the whole country. And I tried it, and I failed on the 4th time. On my 4th year, I finally got into Disney. And that was when my art school really started to begin in that beautiful animated world. After the internships, Disney offered me a full salary to work at Disney, and my first picture was Beauty and the Beast, and then Aladdin, and then The Lion King, and Mulan, and so on.
Davy loved working at Disney.
To work at Disney was the funnest job ever. Disney just has this wonderful creative environment that I really appreciate.
For example, Davy got to travel to Africa and play with actual lion cubs while working on The Lion King. And during production for Mulan, Davy's colleague designed a character in the movie based on Davy's facial features. He also got to be an extra in Star Wars Episode 1.
I mean, this all sounds pretty cool, right? And Davy was making a six-figure salary working for Disney. But he still felt like something was missing from his life.
During that time, as I was working on these films, in my brokenness of my heart, I would expect my mother to go see my movies, but she never showed see any of my movies. And in my heart, I was still broken because I really care about my mother's affirmation. I just want to hear that she's proud of me.
Davy thought that if he won an Academy Award, that would finally make his mom proud of him. So winning that award became his obsession until God changed his perspective.
I said, God, I want to win Academy Awards. And God says, if you use that gift that I give you, and if you come to heaven, even if you bring me 100 of Oscar and Academy Awards, it's nowhere near worth of one child that comes to heaven. And I realized God's value of success and my value of success. It was so far-fetched. And I realized I need to adjust. And I realized that every kid know the Lion King, but not every kid know the King of Kings, Jesus Christ.
So Davy was beginning to realize how much his work influenced children, but not for the Lord. So he started to envision a future where he could use art to tell kids about Jesus Christ.
That led Davy to step down from his job at Disney in the early 2000s.
That choice have cost me everything. My first wife left me. I've gone through a really dark panic attack, anxiety. I did not know why that God has taken me in this dark road. I honestly just have no money. I couldn't support myself anymore. And I had crossroads, and I said, God, what do I do?
Davy considered going back to work for Disney, but he